Let's go.
All right, all set? Oh yeah, I gotta add one more thing to the list. Woohoo, we're live. All right, hello, welcome, 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 welcome. Oh hey, Sarah, how you doing, brother?
Fucking good. I don't know what you gave me, but
Yeah,
this is
there's good and then there's fucking good, you know? Oh, you took the neuro enhancers. Yes, by the way, pro tip, anybody wants to repair their brain, take paracetam combined with alpha GPC. It shall physically regrow the neurons in your nervous system. And there we go. And Cyril is feeling it. Zing and zip. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you guys for being here. We are discussing the thunderously exciting topic of wallets. You know, you can see half the room is like, wallets. I don't need to tell me what wallets are. I guarantee you will learn things about wallets which you may not have known before. The real reason why we're doing this right now is because we work with beginners, and right now we're in a space where a lot of beginners are not understanding where they can escape to for safety when it comes to all these entities going down and things going bankrupt and all this kind of stuff. And what I noticed is a lot of beginners are told self-custody and go to your own wallet and, not your keys, not your crypto. Is there? Oh, okay, sorry. Not your keys, not your crypto, but beyond that, crypto heads will say that to people and leave them to go deal with moving around this digital thing in a digital space, not understanding, hey, people don't have an understanding of what's going on and often can make the mistakes that end up hurting them even worse. The way I've seen the most amount of people lose all of their money without the market doing anything is wallets. They've literally just sent it to the wrong address, or they've sent it on the wrong network, or they just didn't understand what was going on, or they clicked the link and somebody stole all of their money. So that we're going to go through all these things to make sure that doesn't happen to you, and hopefully that can be passed on to other people. So before we talk about like what is a wallet and how to use it, what is crypto? Right? The important part is like crypto is a entry in a ledger, right? In even simpler terms, crypto is simply a digital entry in a digital accounting book on a computer. That's what crypto is. That's what these coins are. That accounting book is either for computer networks that are running, or the accounting book is for an app that's running on top of the computer networks. But all it is there's an accounting book that says how many coins or tokens does each person have, and that's where the track is kept of how much you own. When you buy something, what you're buying is an entry in a ledger, entry in a book, entry in an accounting book that says this is how much of XYZ coin that you own. That's all crypto is. So then it's like, okay, well, where is this accounting book, right? So let's think about where we keep our money in the first place. We keep our money in the bank. So where's the accounting book? At the bank. And the bank's accounting book is hooked up to the central bank's accounting book. So they have their own accounting books that keep track of how much money you have. So then we move money from the bank. So the bank accounting book goes minus $100,000, and we move it to an exchange, and the exchange effectively changes the accounting book to say, this person now has 5 Bitcoins. So they go into the Bitcoin computers and they go, all right, somebody somewhere wants to sell their Bitcoins to this person. That's what an exchange is. And they'll go into the accounting book and they'll say, okay, well, first of all, in exchanges, usually exchanges have their own Bitcoin. And they'll say, the accounting book said we have these 5 Bitcoins. We're going to change, bless you, we're going to change that and say now Sim has 5 Bitcoins in the accounting book. But that accounting book is running on the computers that are the Bitcoin network, right? That's where the accounting book is. When the exchange normally does that, first of all, the way exchanges work, they don't actually go and change the accounting book. And we're gonna take a look at how all this works. But in simple terms, that's what's going on. I'm changing the entry from my banking accounting book to a digital accounting book on some computer network to say this is how much of these coins I own. That's what we do when we buy and sell things. But then you have to think like, okay, it's an accounting book, and I guess my name is on the thing in the accounting book, but like, how do I, like, where is it? Where is it kept? You know, this is a really common question. Where is it kept? It's literally only in the accounting book. That's the only place it's kept the whole time. And it literally can't leave. These are just entries in accounting books. They can never leave the book. So we have these things called wallets. Wallets are very misunderstood. A wallet is not a place where you keep crypto. I'll repeat, a wallet is not a place where the crypto is. A wallet is simply a mechanism to store the access to the accounting book. Okay? A wallet is simply a place to store the access to the accounting book. So if you were to lose the wallet, that's why you can recover wallets, right? I can physically lose a wallet or lose my digital wallet, but I have this phrase that I can use to recover my access to my accounting book, okay? So, does that make sense? Right? It's an accounting book entry. The money, the crypto does not live in the wallet. So then you say like, okay, where is the wallet? Okay, now we're getting into the layers of the onion. Where's the wallet? Well, some wallets are like this. This is what we call a ledger or hardware wallet. It's also known as cold wallet. It's hardware because there's hardware involved and physical stuff needs to be pressed. Ledger is just the company, and that's just a version of it. There's also Trezor, there's Decent, there's a few different versions of these. There's a lot of different ways to create these, but there's physical wallets, or there's digital wallets. That's going to be like your Exodus, if you've heard about MetaMask, if you've heard about Trust Wallet. All those things are digital places where the keys to your accounting book are kept. So the way you own the entry in the accounting book is there's keys. There's a public key and there's a private key. A public key is something that anybody could use from across the world to be able to check how much money is in that wallet. Okay, it's publicly visible on most blockchains unless they're privacy blockchains, but we're just going to talk about the simplified version. The public key allows anybody to actually see what's in there and even send money to that wallet, but they can't access the money. The private key is the access. It's like your login to your bank, right? That private key is everything. But the private key is very complicated. It's like very long and weird and all this stuff. So what wallets do is they store access to that private key. That's what a wallet is. A wallet is a method of storing all of your private keys to all the different blockchains that you have. That's why wallets will support certain blockchains and they won't support other blockchains, or certain cryptos and they won't support other cryptos. That's because they support the storage of the keys of that specific blockchain in the wallet. Okay? So that's what a wallet is, and it can be stored in a physical sense. It can be stored in a digital-only sense. So then you have to think like, okay, you're already confusing me, Sam. Like, told me like there's entries in a book, that's the crypto, and there's keys to access that entry in a book, and whoever has the private key owns the access to be able to move around that crypto, okay? Then those keys are stored in a wallet, okay? Okay, well, there's this kind of wallet, but then the digital wallets are on a computer or they're on an app. Some of them are on both, many are not on both. One of the ways a lot of people get scammed is they use Trust Wallet, which is only an app. And then they go to a website and they type into Google Trust Wallet, and an ad shows up that says Trust Wallet, and they click it and it looks like Trust Wallet, and then it goes, give me your passphrase to recover your wallet, right? People go, that makes sense. I haven't set up the wallet yet. Here's my passphrase to set up the wallet. And they go, thank you, and they empty the whole wallet because there is no computer version of Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet is terrible. Over time, I've realized too many people are getting scammed with Trust Wallet. Do not trust that wallet, right? But they have apps and computer versions of that system. Like MetaMask has an app and a browser extension. Exodus has an app. I don't know if it has a has a computer version of it. It does? So it has a computer version and it has an app, right? So you can access it from two places. So that's where, like, if the wallet's on your phone, the access is not on your phone. That's just a way to access your keys, remember? So you can store it in a digital sense, either on an app or on a wallet, or on a computer. Now, phones are way safer. Contrary to what most people believe, phones are way safer when it comes to wallets. Because phones, it's much harder to trick you into clicking the wrong thing to try to access your wallet. On a computer, it's very easy. Like, a link could be sent, fake websites could show up. With apps, it's hard to get you to download the wrong app, right? So as long as you're careful about downloading the right app, which almost without fail, the top apps will be good. But here's another pro tip for apps. When you search something in the App Store, the very first thing is not what you're looking for. That's an ad. And it'll say a little corner ad. So, especially in Apple. Apple is terrible for this. That you search something and the very first thing is not what you actually asked for. It's an ad that somebody's paying to show, and right below that is where you'll actually find the wallet, okay? So, okay, there's an accounting book with the entries. When you go to an exchange and you exchange crypto, you don't own the crypto. The name in the accounting book is not your name. It's still the exchange's name. Okay? This is something important to remember. When you go to an exchange and you take money and you're like, I want to buy Bitcoin, the exchange does not go into the accounting book and change it to your name. The exchange has a big bucket of cryptos, depends on which exchange it is. We're talking about centralized exchanges in this. The exchange has a bunch of crypto and they just go, oh, okay, now we're going to put Rob's name in our own internal system to say this much belongs to Rob. But on the blockchain, it actually does not belong to Rob. On the blockchain, it still says Binance. But in the system, when you see it, you go, oh, I have this many Bitcoin. And that's where the concern comes in. That's where, you know, it all looks good until one day you wake up and you go, oh shit, I'm on Celsius, or I'm on BlockFi, or I'm on any of these entities that had issues. And then you realize, wait, where's my crypto? And they go, what crypto? Whose crypto? It's the same thing that we have in the banking system where when they go bankrupt and they go, you go, where's my money? And they go, whose money? Our money. The exchanges do the same thing, where it's like, they don't change the accounting book officially on the computers. They simply just take your money and they mark it as you having access to that much crypto, and it's kept in an exchange wallet. So at that point, the exchange owns your stuff. They're just letting you look like you have it. If anything, it's like the banking system where they just promise that when the day you want to pull it out, they will have it there to pull it out, okay? That's why in these environments that we're in right now, where the risk goes up and things are going bankrupt and there's a lot of issues. No, I'm done vaping now. Where the exchanges have a lot of issues, if you picked an exchange you can't trust, you're going to lose all of your money. So that's why crypto heads say self-custody, right? That's why they say not your keys, not your crypto. That's what they mean. Not your keys, not your crypto simply means if you do not have access to those keys that we talked about, the public and private keys, then you actually don't own the crypto. The exchange owns the crypto, right? So then that's where this idea of self-custody comes in. Self-custody is the idea of going to an exchange and saying, send me my crypto. It's like pulling out cash from the bank. It's send me my crypto. And they go, where do you want us to send it? Which wallet address? So then we pick an address, one of the, we basically, see, wallet addresses are on the blockchain. Wallet addresses are in the accounting book. So what you do is you create a wallet address through the setups that we're going to look at. And that address is like it's like a bank account that you've now created in that accounting book. And when you send it to the exchange actually takes the crypto out of their accounting book and they transfer it to your accounting book. And we know the transfer happens because, that's how crypto's transferred, where like when it gets transferred, a computer's told, hey, change the accounting book to say now SIM owns this crypto, not Binance. They take it out of their accounting book and they literally put it in that address which you own the keys to. Now, we own the crypto. Does that make sense? that's where half the problems end and half the problems start. Because the biggest risk to your crypto and your investments is you. The biggest risk to your entire investment portfolio is not the exchange. It's not hackers. It's you. Because the only person who has the power to lose all of your money is you. And now the responsibility is on you. Because when the exchange is holding it, you could lose your password. And then you contact the exchange. Hey, I lost my password. They go, great. Here's an email. Reset your password. I go, great. Or you try to like send it somewhere and the exchange is like, no, that's wrong. Like, that's not how you send it. We're not even gonna let you send it. You can't just send it into the ether. You're not allowed to do that. Or somebody tries to hack into your account and your exchange requires a password, requires a two-factor authentication, requires a text message, requires a blood sample, requires like, you know, DNA samples. So that protects you from being hacked and stolen. So there's a lot of things that beginners are protected from on exchanges. But at the same time, they're holding your money. They're holding your crypto. So if you pick the wrong partners, they're going to steal all your money, right? That's what has happened in all these different entities that are going bankrupt right now. So there's benefits and there's pros and cons to it. So if this is like completely new news to you, you're like, what are keys? What are wallets? What is accounting books? Where? What account? Who? What? You don't mess with the system yet. Move your money to somewhere where it makes sense to you. You know, definitely move it off of risky exchanges. So according to us, again, if you lose all of your money putting it on these exchanges, please don't pay me for this. I'm just trying to do my best according to our research. Our research has shown that, sadly, Coinbase is the best exchange. That's where the wealthiest people are doing the wealthiest stuff with the wealthiest whatever. Kraken is my favorite. Kraken is hands down the best exchange, best people, best customer service, best backed, least likely to go bankrupt. And then FTX is another amazing exchange. Other than those three, I don't trust any other exchanges anymore. Crypto.com is off the list. Binance is 30% okay and 70% no-go, even though they're the biggest and they employ a lot of people, like somebody said. So, okay, so now, you know, what is self-custody? Self-custody is the idea of taking the crypto out of the accounting book of the exchange and putting it under your name on the accounting book. And then your private key is kept on some wallet somewhere so you can access that. That's self-custody. Why self-custody? Because that protects you against anybody, anything going down anywhere. You know, the exchanges could shut down, doesn't matter. Banks could shut down, doesn't matter. Internet could shut down, does not matter. People always ask me this, like, yeah, but what about when the internet shuts down, bro? What about when the internet shuts down? And I'm like, when the internet shuts down, your bank shuts down. And when your bank shuts down, food doesn't arrive on the tables. And when food doesn't arrive on the tables, your crypto portfolio is the last thing you need to think about. There are people with sticks on the streets beating the shit out of each other for food. You better have a farm somewhere, all right? So yeah, but technically speaking, when the internet shuts down, the internet is just a bunch of computers connected together. When we say it shuts down, it'll be inaccessible. Some parts of it or all of it will be inaccessible in certain areas. But these computers that they're running, these people are not idiots. They didn't put trillions of dollars on these computers without having redundancies where they're running computers with quadruple backups inside of mountains that are nuclear protected, that are there to like last through nuclear winter, that you can drop a nuke on the mountain and the thing still doesn't go down. That's where they're keeping this stuff. These guys don't mess around. So you can shut down the entire world's internet. On the other side, when we turn it back on again, that ledger entry, the computer entry, is still going to say, you have this much money. But when banks go down, that's not going to happen. When banks go down, they're going to turn the banks on and go, guess what, we made a new accounting book. And the previous one, we fudged the entries. We Russianed you. You know, Russians had really big entries until some guy somewhere on the other side of the pond went, Russians. We don't like Russians. They just went, oh, great, let's change all the books. Let's change all the books. And the Russians got Russianed. So that's why you self-custody, because it protects you against the worst of eventualities. But now the responsibility is on you. Now you have taken radical self-responsibility when it comes to these things. You have taken your money out of the bank, which you leave it there because they have guns, right? They have guns. Let's be honest. That's the reason why we keep our money in things in the bank, because they can protect it from people taking it. You have pulled it out to a space which you may understand, you may not. Most people don't. And then you've entered it into an entry which you didn't even know was an entry until like 40 seconds ago, right? And then you've transferred access to that to this like digital or physical system, which you hope to God you don't lose. Because if you lose it, you're done. If you give it to the wrong person, you're done. If you send it to the wrong address, you're done. If you send it to the wrong network, you're done. No customer service, no repercussions, no can I have my money back? No. You made the mistake. You pay dearly for that, okay? So, if this is scaring the shit out of you and you're like, fuck Sim, you said like exchanges and then you got the wallets, I don't. Can I have like in the middle somewhere? Yes, they're called custodians, okay? If you're not a rebel, if you're not constantly trying to protest being stabbed with some things, which you may want to be stabbed with or something, I don't know, weirdos. If you're not resisting publicly in a way which you could be gone after, then custodians are an option. The wealthiest people in the world do not store their money on exchanges, and they definitely don't store it on wallets. It's like, oh, I got $6 billion on a USB key. Hope somebody doesn't hit me in the head with a wrench and take all of it, right? It's one of the best hacks we know from wallets is called a $5 wrench hack. They got a $5 wrench and they just hit you in the head and they force you to give it. So billionaires are not keeping their stuff on wallets. They're keeping it with custodians. Custodians are entities that are entities that ideally, you got to pick the right one there too, but that have insurance often, that will store your crypto in military grade bunkers, nuclear protected, all that stuff, but they'll store your crypto somewhere. So it gives you like the benefit of having it, somebody to take care of it for you and protect it from you, but it's not an exchange. But the ledger, the entry, the accounting book says your name, right? So you put it in your name, and you can hand it to them. There's a few different ways to custody. You can put it in your name and hand it to them, or you can put it in their name and tell them if you lose it, you owe me all this money back. That's what custodians are for. The wealthiest people use custodians. But if you're a Russian, the custodians might even take it. Right? So if the world changes against you, all of these things come with their own risk. Nothing is risk-free, you know? Okay. Now let's talk about wallets. Like, what are wallets? What are the types? All that stuff. So the most common, pardon? Oh yeah, no, let's pull it up here actually. That presentation. I forgot we were going to show you guys stuff. So these are kind of the three ways of storing it, right? We talked about exchanges. We have the pointer. So exchanges are the lowest security but the highest liquidity, right? We keep things on exchanges because I can buy it, I can sell it, I can buy it, I can sell it, I can, at a moment's notice I can transact with it. But it's the lowest security because somebody else is holding it, it's in somebody else's name in somebody else's place, and you hope that they'll give it to you. It's kind of like, it's the banking system. Wallets are the highest security but also the highest responsibility because it's all you. You're the bank, you're the one holding the gun, you're the one protecting yourself, you're the one who has to remember it, and it's all on you. It's the highest, but it's a higher security because at least it's not in somebody else's name. You're not going to screw you over as much as exchanges might screw you over. But the responsibility part of it's like if you mess it up, there's no repercussions. I mean, there's no going back. There's only repercussions. Custodians are the highest security. They tend to be higher cost as well. They take some kind of a percentage from holding the crypto over time. But it's the highest level of security that exists. Can we go to the next one? So these are the different kind of, so if you're a beginner, exchanges, pick the right exchange first. Okay? If you're a beginner, access Kraken. If you're in Indonesia, Toko Crypto, where we're here right now, is the safest exchange. Pardon? Pintu is good too, but Pintu doesn't have very much liquidity. Pardon?
Indodax has a lot of liquidity, but this customer service is not good.
Yeah, like Indodex is not the worst. The thing with like local exchanges is, especially in Indonesia, they're regulated. So they're regulated, they're audited, there's a lot of checks being done on them. The financial authorities are making sure that they're not messing around too much, that they're not like investing it all into DeFi and hoping that they make money and stuff. So the Indonesian exchanges in general tend to be pretty safe. But again, everything comes with its own risk. So if you can and you're advanced enough to self-custody, then please self-custody. If you have enough money that you're like, okay, well, I want to go to the high net worth section, then please. What I would recommend, again, this depends on your strategy, but what I would recommend is spreading it out. So you would do something like a third with one custodian, third with another custodian, and a third in a wallet, right? That way, there's multiple points of failure, and you can't get screwed over from any one of them going down. Sorry, can we go back? The other thing is, wallets are outside of jurisdictions. This is something that's hard for people to understand, that like crypto, it doesn't exist in a country. It's supranational. When we've talked about like, hey, the world is transitioning beyond the US superpower to a global superpower, this is how they do it. There are no jurisdictions. Where is it? Everywhere and nowhere at the same time, right? So it becomes non-jurisdictional when you do this. Custodians are in a jurisdiction, exchanges are in a jurisdiction. This is not in a jurisdiction. So if a government's like, we change the laws, you go, great, I'm not in your country. Oh, we are going to ... You go, oh yeah? And like, it's no longer even, you can't touch it, bro. Like, it's none of your business what I do with my money, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay, so we'll come to this in a second, but let's go back. So with wallets, there are multiple types of wallets, right? There's cloud wallets. And remember, a wallet simply holds the keys to access the ledger entry in the computer. Wallet simply holds the key to be able to access the accounting book and do stuff and change entries in the accounting book. So the storage of those keys can be done in cloud wallets, which is, so for me, for beginners, Exodus is the best one we found yet. Exodus, E-X-O-D-U-S. It's simple, it's easy for people to understand, it's visually pleasing. It tends to be pretty good for most beginners. They can actually participate with it in a pretty simple way. Pardon? Yeah, if you're trading in it, like remember with the wallets, if you trade within the wallets, they're not exchanges. They will charge you like 10% sometimes to make trades. So be careful about trading within the wallet. The convenience of trading in the wallet costs a lot, right? And the Exodus fees are very high. But I'm also a firm believer in like, you get what you pay for. So I go to exchanges that have higher fees. I'm not trying to penny pinch. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they try to penny pinch and then they go to exchanges which give them the lowest fees. But they're giving you the lowest fees for a reason. Eventually they're going to charge you a 100% fee one day, right? And you're going to pay 100% for the fact that you got low fees. I like Kraken. They have 0.26% fees. That's an acceptable number when we make thousands of percents. And I'm paying for the security and the customer service and the beautiful nature of being able to interact with humans when I'm doing business with them. So for me, Exodus is the best wallet. Trust Wallet is not to be trusted. Too many people are getting hacked without even realizing what's going on in the wallet. And MetaMask, for me personally, is a shit show. Like everybody's using MetaMask and telling beginners to use MetaMask. It's like you just told somebody who like has a hard time logging into their bank to go use MetaMask. It's not for beginners at all. Yeah, you should not be using MetaMask. Like, if you are somebody who does DeFi and needs MetaMask, why are you listening to this? This is not your jam, right? For beginners, no. MetaMask, no. Or at least, again, that's my calculations, because I've seen too many beginners make too many mistakes with MetaMask, and because MetaMask is The biggest one out there, it's controlled by JP Morgan. They can cut you off whenever they feel like. They just cut all of Venezuela off because they felt like it. And it's the most attacked by hackers simply because of the amount of usage that it has, the amount of money that is sitting inside. So it's no bueno for me. So these cloud-based wallets, or hot wallets as they're called hot wallets because they're able to transact instantly from the wallet. You know, they're ready to go, they're primed. What it also does though is it's just code. It's literally just code. It's just a program on a computer. So if somebody wants to hack the program on a computer, they just have to figure out a way to get you to just hack your program, right? Often people will leave them unlocked. Like I heard of somebody who was playing music at a party on his computer and left his MetaMask unlocked, and somebody promptly wiped out his entire portfolio. Yeah. And it's so common. And not even that. Like some people they're just checking email, and they go, "Oh, somebody sent me a document." Click, money's gone. That's how easy it is for you to lose your money in these wallets. Because what you're doing is you're clicking a link and activating code that goes in and opens up your wallet, activate the browser, all this stuff. Websites are doing this where like you go into a website and you connect your wallet to them to do something, and they'll drain your wallet, right? So with those wallets, it's code. So unless you understand how to use the code properly, somebody out there is going to scam you and take your money. Probably, maybe, sometimes, often. So what we like to do is we like to actually have something called a cold wallet or a hardware wallet. So this is the Ledger Nano X, okay? And only order this from the Ledger website. We will post a link and we'll post a code that gives you 20% off. It's not our code, it's from Paul Barron. If you want the code yourself, go to Paul Barron Network on YouTube, only under his video, not down into the comments. This code is posted, but we'll post it. You get 20% off for buying these. This thing. It has two buttons, here and here, here and here. Those are two buttons, here and here. And you know, when you need to go left, you go like this. When you go right, you go like this. When you need to select something, you go like this. We're not going to give you a tutorial of how to set it up. Please, there's 1,000 tutorials on YouTube. We're going to show you what to do when you're setting it up so you protect yourself. What this does, though, is if somebody sends me a link and goes, "I'm going to steal all your money," and I didn't even realize it, and they click it, it's going to go plug in your wallet. And I go, "I'm not plugging in my wallet. Wait, what's going on here? Why are you trying to plug in my wallet?" Even if I had it plugged in. It's going to say, "Enter your password," which you have to enter from here. I'm going to be like, "I'm not going to enter my password. What do you mean? What's wrong?" And even if I had the password entered and the thing is open, and it goes, "Transfer the money," and it goes, "Physically press these two things like this to send the money, to accept sending the money." You go, "No, I'm not freaking physically pressing the two things to send my money." Like, pull it out, and then you get cautious about what's going on and who's trying to hack you. So that's the difference between these physical wallets and the digital wallets. Now remember, the money is not on this thing. The money is not on this thing. This is simply a physical button that's required for things to be done for you to create activity. That physicality means somebody physically has to be present or have this thing and know your password in order to be able to access your money. Okay, so that physical difference creates a world of difference. You know, that's why they call it cold wallet, because this is effectively air-gapped from the internet. That unless somebody gets access to this and clicks it. Now, what this comes with, let me actually follow the, yeah, so the way this is set up, when you're setting this up initially, the way you back, because remember, the money is not on here. The way you back this up is it gives you a 24-word phrase, okay? It gives you a 24-word phrase. So if I was to take this thing and throw it in the ocean, as long as you have that 24-word phrase and you have another one of these, you can activate it and it'll go, "Do you have a 24-word phrase?" And you go, "Yes," and you give it the 24-word phrase, and then the access to those keys that we talked about in the accounting books will then be reloaded onto one of these things. So the thing is not on here. Actually, the bee's knees for the whole thing is actually that phrase, right? A 24-word phrase. But then it's like, okay, Sim, you want me to remember I can't even remember like an 8-letter password. You want me to remember a 24-word phrase? No, you don't have to remember it. Store it. You have to store it. So what you would do at that point, as you're setting this up, use this one with care, but this is a pro tip that most people can use. You take, what they advise you to do is they advise you to take all 24 of those words and write them down onto little sheets of paper that are inside, right? So they want you to write it down. On these sheets of paper, right? And store them in places, safe places. But if somebody gets access to those words, your money's gone, okay? And we'll talk about the solution to this, but that's the idea, that you would physically write it down on multiple sheets of paper that are inside, and you write those words down and you store them in different locations. Or, and ideally, you would want to have digital copies as well. You would make digital copies of those words, and ideally lock them. So you could do something like put them in a locked note on your phone. You could write it out in a Google Doc and lock it. You can encrypt and lock a Google Doc. If you have, one of the best ways to do it is password managers, something like 1Password, the number 1 password. It'll store, it has secured vaults that you can store stuff inside of. But ideally you want to have 2 digital copies and at least 2 physical copies of this storage. But still, if somebody gets access to those 24 words, money's gone. So now I have another layer of stress to deal with. Like, did somebody get my words? Did you see my words? So here's a pro tip on that one. What we do is we store 23 of the words, right? And take the last word and memorize it. Wait. I know, you're like, that's not a solution, Sam. I can't remember an 8 password thing. You tell me to fucking remember a word? That's dumb. But what you do is you also get your family members to memorize it. Some people get their lawyers to write it down. You know what I mean? So what some people do is they leave the 23 words with the lawyers and they leave the 1 word with their family members. Right? And they go, memorize this word. And then you play the game every time you meet up with the family. What's the word? You walk around and like, what's the word? That's the word. You know? And you spread it to the people. That's also a great, what's it called? Will. That's a great will. Because the lawyers have these words, and they have the 1 word. You die, they meet up, they get access to all your money. That's one way of creating a will. A very simplified version of creating a will. But that's what you would do. You would take 23 of the words, and you would store them in these methods. And you would take 1 of the words and memorize it yourself, plus have your loved ones memorize it, and people who you trust memorize it. And the combination of those things would allow you to be able to access your money. Now, if somebody was to get access to any one of those things, the locked document, these things, they would be missing a word, and they'd be guessing that word forever, trying to get access to your money, right? So that's the setup process of this thing. We just got to the point of setting it up. We haven't even done anything yet, okay? This is where, if you're a beginner and you're like, you've been told, put it on a wallet, and like all of this sounds like completely foreign to you, please do this with care. Do this with understanding, right? So then, okay, we got a wallet set up. Okay, we got one of these things. I know how to use it. This thing also connects to Bluetooth. The Nano X connects to Bluetooth. The Nano S does not. It's nice when it connects to Bluetooth. I have the phrases stored, 23 words, multiple places. 1 word is memorized with my trusted people. I feel like James Bond now. All right, we are tech experts. Now what do we do with it? Then you transfer money to this. The way you transfer money to this, first you got to know what you're doing. You have to understand what are the results of the action you are taking when you're moving your money. What you're actually doing is you're asking an exchange. You're saying, hello, please take this out of your ledger entry and put it in my ledger entry and transfer it to this wallet. And the exchange is going to go, okay, give us the wallet address. So inside of this, again, watch the tutorials online. We'll send some links and stuff for that as well. But inside of this, it's going to give you the address. You go like, let's say Bitcoin. It'll ask you to install an app for Bitcoin. You'll install the app for Bitcoin. It'll give you an address for Bitcoin. You will take that address and you will give it to the exchange. And what the exchange is going to do is it's going to ask the computers that run Bitcoin to say, hey, take it out of our entry and put it into this wallet that they just sent us. And the computers are going to go, great, which are miners, we call them. They're going to go, great, pay us a little tiny fee, gas fee, it's called on Ethereum, but pay us a little fee, transaction fee, and we'll make that change. You have to understand this is happening, because what some people do is they like, Bitcoin's easy, because Bitcoin just has Bitcoin. It only runs on one computer system called Bitcoin, that's it. But like other things, let's say you're trying to send like USDC, and it runs on Ethereum, it runs on Tron, it runs on a bunch of different computers. Those are called chains or networks, right? So when you try to send it from the exchange, it's going to say, how much do you want to send? First of all, what do you want to send? USDC. How much do you want to send? This much. Which network, right? And you have to go, oh shit, which computer am I going to ask to send this? Because if I ask the Ethereum computer to send stuff, but my wallet is hooked up to another computer network, it won't work. But it will be sent. They'll send it, and they'll ask the Ethereum system, hey, send it to this address on this network, and the Ethereum system is going to go, that's not our address, not my problem, and your money disappears. So you have to understand which network you're working with. That's where you'll see ERC20, that's Ethereum. TRC20, that's Tron, right? So you have to understand that that's the network that you're using. So here's how you mitigate against problems in that. Send a little bit. And then people could be like, no, but it's $30 fees on Ethereum. Like, yeah, it's $30 fees or 100% fees. You tell me, right? So what you do is you send a little bit first. You select the address. You get the address from the wallet. You put it in there. You select the right, and the wallet's going to tell you which network it is. The wallet will list out which network it is. You select the right network, and you send a test transaction. And almost all exchanges have a functionality built in where they let you save addresses inside of an address book. This is a great feature, because what it does is you send a test transaction and you save the address in the address book. And the way you copy and paste the address is very important too. You copy the address from the wallet, you put it in the exchange, you then go back and pull up the wallet, and then you read the address, at least the first 5 words and the first 5 letters and numbers, and the last 5 letters and numbers. You read the first ones over here on the wallet and the exchange. Then you read the last ones, you read the last ones on the wallet, and they match. Some people read some in the middle, 5 letters in the middle to like triple, quadruple check. And you check, okay, it's the exact same address, exact same address, exact same address. Okay, this one says ERC20. The wallet says only send ERC20. Okay, this thing says ERC20. Double, triple, quadruple check. And then you save that address in the exchange. In the exchange, it'll say save address, and you save that address, name it something, call it like, my wallet, ledger, whatever you want to call it. And then you send the first transaction, the test transaction. Once the test transaction sends, it'll take some time for it to show up in the wallet. Bitcoin can take up to like an hour to show up in the wallet. That's why Bitcoin's never going to be a payment mechanism. Anybody who thinks Bitcoin is for payments, it's absolutely not. Ethereum takes like sometimes 10 minutes, 15 minutes to show up in sometimes even longer depending on what the exchange is doing. But then it's going to show up in the wallet. Once it shows up in the wallet, then your test transaction is complete. Now you can verifiably go into your exchange and go, $1 million, select the address, send. And you know it's going to show up in the wallet. Okay? Does that make sense? Know the network. Network is the computers. Do a test transaction. Triple, quadruple check the address. Can we go to the next page, please? So this is where these are most of the mistakes that people make. The recipient address, triple, quadruple check it. Make sure it's not wrong, because if it's wrong, your money disappears. Make sure the network is correct. If it's not correct, your money disappears. Send a small amount first, because if you send a large amount, that's what disappears. Yeah, and if the small amount disappears, at least you know something went wrong and you can actually do it. And know that this is all up to you now. You're taking complete self-responsibility and self-custody of your things. So what are some mistakes that people make? Wrong address, that's a big one. Especially for sending multiple things. What people do is copy, paste, send Bitcoins. Copy, paste, send Ethereum. Copy, paste, They're trying to send Solana, but they copied and pasted the Ethereum address into the Solana address. Boom, money disappears. Okay? So that's where, especially if you're a pro, this is a mistake that a lot of pros make, because they're like, I'm good. I know. I'm just so good. I'm just so good. I don't have to triple check things. And then one day, you became a pro because you made money, and one day you get to a point where you make a lot of money disappear. Wrong network. Another thing that ends up happening for people is they go, okay, well, I sent this money from my computer or from my exchange to this wallet, and it just sent. No gas fees, no, the exchange paid the gas fees for you. The exchange paid the transaction fee to make this happen. When you try to pull that money back out, it's not gonna come back out. Let's say I took $1,000 of USDC and I put it onto a wallet on the ERC20 blockchain, right? The Ethereum blockchain. Then it'll say $1,000 of USDC. I'm like, okay, well, I need that. I gotta trade it right now, or I gotta send it somewhere. I try to send it and it's gonna say, pay me a fee. And you're gonna go, well, take the fee from the, no. You need to pay us the fee in Ethereum. And you're like, wait, what? I don't have Ethereum. They're gonna go, well, that's your problem. Go get some Ethereum. So then you gotta go get some Ethereum, and you gotta put it into the wallet so that the gas fee, it can be paid in Ethereum. So no gas is another thing that causes problems for people, and they feel stuck. Another one of the biggest kind of mistakes that ends up happening is people, especially with like, with these kind of wallets, the hardware wallets, people will order these from Tokopedia. And there's a very small chance, but there is a chance that somebody could have hacked it early, pre-hacked wallets. So by the time you get it, you think you're putting money into it, but it's actually going into somebody else's pocket. So you only order this from Ledger's own website, which we'll post a link, we'll post the code for, and then ship it into Indonesia, and then pay customs on top, and then pay shipping fees on top. So it's gonna cost you a lot more, but that 20% savings is probably gonna cover that amount. But that guarantees that you get the actual hardware that's not pre-hacked, right? The problem that ends up happening with the software wallets, the hot wallets, is people go into Google and they go, Trust Wallet, right? And the first thing that pops up is an ad, but we're so blind and tuned out to technology that we're just like, duh, and you just click the first thing that looks good, and it literally says ad, and nobody reads that it says ad, and it takes you to a site where they steal all your money. So a good way of doing it is, first of all, even understand, hey, is my wallet even a web wallet? Trust Wallet is not. Exodus is. So if you need to access your Exodus wallet, ideally search the website. Ideally type in the website yourself, right? Like the way we would want to get this is we go to, what's the website for these guys? Ledger.com, right? So yeah, it's like, so you would type in ledger.com, so you get to the website, the right site, not search it in Google. Same thing for wallets, or once you access your wallet properly, you add it into a bookmark and you save a bookmark so you don't have to search Google, because scam sites will scam you and hack you. And here's a good rule for wallets. Never give your passphrase to anybody. And this sounds like some of the people like, okay, Sim, I'm not stupid. Well, just wait. Wait until it looks like Elon's asking for it. And you're gonna go, Elon's asking for it? Yeah, Elon's asking for it. Give me the passphrase. There's everything. Just give me your passphrase.
Yeah,
just
Bitcoin, extra and stuff.
I will change the world. I will do everything. Like, there's literally hacks going on where like they will send you a wallet with $1 million in it. An actual wallet with actual $1 million in it. Like, I'll actually, let me give you a real example, okay? Somebody just reached out to me and she went, I gave this person 15,000 euros. I was like, why? She's like, because he asked for 5 and he said he was going to give me X amount 5 times or something in a month. And he did. He did. No, he actually did. Like, he took the 5, he sent her a wallet address, and there was 25 in there. And she went, wow. And he said, send me more. And she went, okay. I mean, I don't know why she didn't go, just take it out of the 25, but she was like, okay, here's 10 more. And he went, great, here's 125. Look at the wallet. Look at on your phone, on your app, $125,000. And then she's like, I want to take it out. And he's like, no. And she's like, you mean no? This is my wallet. There's no button to take it out. Because what he did was he sent her the public key of the wallet so she could see it, but he didn't send her the private key because he holds the private key. Because she didn't understand keys. And she reached out to me, she's like, can we get this back? I was like, no, this is how the game is played. You're playing a game you don't understand. There's people who understand the game better who are stealing all of your money. That's a 15,000 euro lesson that she learned. But this is the kind of stuff that's going on, right? There's people literally being taken advantage of because we're not understanding some of this very, very specific stuff. But in your own wallet, never give the passphrase. The government asked for it? No. Jesus, second coming of Jesus, Jesus is like, I need your passphrase to save the world. You go, no, Jesus. You should have enough money, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Get out of here. You don't give it to anybody. If you go onto a website and they ask you, no. If you log into your exchange, no. There's literally been hacks where like people log into their exchange and it says, give me your passphrase. And these are actual, like the actual exchange address, not like some fake website. They hacked the front page and set it up so it was asking people for passphrases. And people went, I mean, it's Binance. I don't know if it was with Binance, but it was like, you know, it's the exchange. It's like where I always go. I bookmarked it. And it's asking for more stuff. So this must be legit. They gave their passphrase, and the thing is gone. You never give your passphrase. The only time your passphrase is necessary is when you activate a new device yourself. You lost your phone. You got a new phone. You know I am actively activating a new app. You download the new app. You yourself select that I want to activate the thing. It asks you for the passphrase. Then you give the passphrase. Okay? Another kind of pro tip with this is the gold standard of a lot of this stuff is use separate devices. Completely separate devices. Completely separate device for crypto, for laptop if you're using laptops, completely different phone that you don't do anything else on it. There's no social media, there's nothing else. It's a segregated device. Solana's making a phone now. Solana's making a phone specifically for this because they realized it's too complicated for people to touch stuff. That's why Solana's going to crush it. Because this complexity that we're talking about, this is stupid. This is stupid. You have to have programming, coding knowledge to even be able to pull your own money out. That's retarded. So it's changing. It's going to change. But you need to understand that this is going on today. Now, the reason why I'm doing this today is because we are now in a red alert state. I've been saying this for a long period of time. We will eventually go into a red alert state, at which point I can't trust banks, I can't trust exchanges, I can't trust governments, I can't stash all the cash under my bed, and I can't go put it into gold. So now I have very reluctantly gotten to this point of telling beginners about wallets, because within the next 6 months, if you don't, I don't want to say just within the next 6 months, before 2024, before middle of 2024, if you don't get your money out of the bank, it's going to be gone. If you do not get your money out of the bank, it will be gone. And if that sounds like some crazy shit, talk to somebody who lived in 1929 or 1930, okay? History is coming. History is rhyming, and it's been rapping for a while, and now it's getting to a point where it's about to come to the crescendo. And so moving it to an exchange is simply a stopgap. If you move it to an exchange, it's the wrong exchange. Even like these safe exchanges, eventually I'm not going to trust any of them. When the system is blowing up, I'm going to pull everything off of these exchanges and store it, like I said, third with me, third with a custodian, third with another custodian. That's my method of storage. You guys pick and choose what fits your strategy. But we are in that state today where the world is telling you it's your responsibility to protect you. There's nobody to help you. I mean, not nobody to help you, we'll help you, okay? But you gotta take custody of your own shit. And another mistake a lot of people make is, and I've worked with people who did this, is they went, I don't wanna understand any of this stuff, and they brought in somebody they trusted to help them do these things and store it. And you know what happened next? Magically, the money disappeared, right? So this is now time for us to take radical self-responsibility of our own shit. Otherwise, we're sheep asking to be slaughtered. And all this stuff that I'm saying, don't just be like Sim said it, I think I'm just gonna take all my money out of the bank now. try to disprove what I'm saying. Find some data that either aligns or misaligns, and then make your own decisions from that space. So the question of like when to keep it on a wallet depends on who you are, right? If you're a pro and you just wallets are like just de facto to you, then you don't keep it anywhere other than a wallet, right? If you're an institution, like custodians are the only place to keep it. You don't touch it. Like MicroStrategy does not have $4 billion anywhere close to a wallet. They're with custodians, regulated, insured, and all this kind of stuff. If you're a beginner, and complete beginner, and you don't know what's going on, pick the right exchange. Don't go close to wallets. Not even good, don't go close to wallets. Get a wallet, activate it, learn how to use it, find people who can support you in that, and that's a new service that we're starting up because so many people are reaching out that we will actually teach people how to use it, and we'll help you set it up, and we'll take you through this entire process of how to do it in a way that you become self-sufficient and give you ongoing support and sit with you and help you move stuff. But until you understand fully what's going on, do not move the vast majority of your wealth to a wallet as a beginner. But there is going to come a time where there will be no better place to be. Probably within 6 months, there is going to come a time where you gotta go to wallets. At that point, I won't want things on Kraken, I won't want things on Coinbase, I don't want things anywhere. I want them with me at all times. Who should not use wallets? If you don't get it, you shouldn't use wallets. If it doesn't make sense to you, if after this description that I've given, there's too many unknowns for you and it just feels foreign, then I'm sorry, your bank is actually the best place to keep your money right now. The bank is way safer than all of these things because the bank at least the bank will literally not let you take their money out of the bank, which right now is the best protection because it's protecting it from you fucking it all up, right? So that's really important to understand. And the question always comes up, how should I store which crypto, which ledger, which entry? Stablecoins, USDC is like pretty much the gold standard. It's the only one that I can say is as elite approved and as verified as possible. Yes, BUSD is okay because even if Binance went down, it's convertible back into dollars because it's backed by Paxos. PUSD is Paxos' version. If you're fringe and you can access that, okay. GUSD is Gemini's version, another one that's pretty well backed. But mainly USDC is the only one that's accessible from everywhere as dollars. If you're like, I don't want to just have it in dollars, you can store it as something called PaxG, which is gold. It's literally each token is 1 ounce of gold. But again, gold fluctuates. So if you're storing it like, oh, I'm going to store it, and then when the crash happens, I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff, guess what gold's going to do? Gold's going to crash too, right alongside. Over the long term, gold will go up in a pretty significant way, but storing it as liquidity so you can buy things when things crash, gold is not the one to go with. So USDC is pretty much the only safe place that I can think of, okay? So that went a lot quicker than expected. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions online?
Maybe something to add on. Just maybe something to add on security when you open a wallet. Sometimes for beginner, they don't know the network and they can be on testnet. And some scammer can come to you and send you some faucet tokens. So I will send you 20 ethers for cash. Some people are now buying, they take cash for faucet, so just be careful you're on the correct network, the main net, not the testnet, just in case.
We don't even go on things that give you the option to be on a testnet.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that's why MetaMask gives you that option. Stay away from that thing, right? But that's a great point. That's a great point. That there's too many hacks. There's literally more ways to hack you than there are cryptos, right? Because when there's money, people will steal it. But yes, 100%. Make sure it's on. If you're using MetaMask or any wallet that allows you to go testnet or mainnet, make sure on the mainnet. And same thing. Like if you don't understand these things, don't use them like that, right? All right. I guess that's it. That's going to be our wallet talk.
Can I just ask something?
Yes, sir.
So, in what you delivered, there was a lot of very specific, very important data. I'm just wondering, is there a possibility that you can kind of break it down and summarise it maybe in the transcript or something? Just say, hey, 3 preferred wallets, 3 preferred exchanges and stuff like that, so people can, you obviously, number one, watch what you did,
Yep.
but then they have an easy reference. And I was like, shit, was that 2-minute, 52, he said that about that connects to that.
Yeah.
So it's just to be able
Like
to
in the-
use
in-
the data.
In the video description at the bottom?
Yeah, just
yeah.
to be able to get the summary, kind of the key aspects.
Yeah, so we'll put top wallets, top exchanges, we'll put the link to Ledger, we'll put the code to get the 20% off.
Awesome.
Can we note that down, please? Wallets, exchanges, link to Ledger, and the 20% off code. We'll add that into the video. Yeah. So now, let's just talk about what the hell's going on in the world. Like that, things are just collapsing. The world is just falling. It's okay, we'll keep going, we'll shoot the shit. If you wanna keep learning about wallets, now we're in the fun zone, okay? The presentation's done, we're in the fun zone. Just keep it going, don't worry. Like, there's a lot of people who want to have fun online. What's going on in the world is it's fundamentally shifting. It's fundamentally shifting in ways that are so jarring that you literally have to undo your entire understanding of how reality functions for the last 100 years to get even started with getting to grips with what's going on in the world, okay? The past 100 years has been this world of humans trusting humans and humans not trusting humans and corruption and all that stuff. It was a world built for humans past, hell of history was humans building things for humans, humans holding power structures, humans interacting with humans, humans holding money, humans owning business, humans. We are now transitioning to a world where humans are being removed from the process 100%. Like this thing we just talked about, there's no humans. There's actually one. It's you. That's it. It's you interacting with you. It's you interacting with a computer somewhere that has nothing to do with humans. The only thing that computer has to do with humans is humans are running the computer. Humans are running, they're paying for the electricity, they're babying the computer, they're just making sure the computer works. And the computer is like, great, I shall pay you for running me, but you shall not have any access to the accounting books, to anything. You shall build me, you shall take care of me, but you shall be not, you don't make decisions in that thing. Yes, humans build it at the beginning. But the point is, the world is transitioning to a world where humans are being removed from all processes as much as possible. Algorithms are running the world more than presidents. Like presidents stopped running it 50 years ago, but never ran actually, but algorithms are running the world now. Computers are running the world now. You need to transition yourself into that world. And if this is scary to you, welcome. Welcome to the world that we're building, that our kids are gonna live in. This process of crypto and all this stuff is the final transition. Actually, the very final transition is the metaverse wall, where reality gets injected into the metaverse. Last week we met with some amazing people. They're called Bali Twin, and they're building a photorealistic version of Bali, and I saw it and I was like, I'll be honest, that's more beautiful than Bali. It is. It's Bali, but they improved it. And I'm like, we're fucked. We're all fucked. Right? Well, probably next week we'll do the talk around metaverse. One of these times, I'll bring the headset and you sit down and you meditate on this thing, and then you will be with me and be like, we're all fucked. It's over. Because we're transitioning to this world that's completely run by computers, that's completely digitized, that's so much better than the reality people are experiencing. People will naturally just choose it. You just make this world so fucked that people will die to go in there. Our kids are already there. Kids have been living there for 20 years. I'm one of them. I played video games for a very long period of time. The destruction of that old world And the construction of that new world is what we're experiencing right now. And that's why this stuff is so confusing. Like, why? Who decided to like put things on a computer and like keep a key, and then I gotta keep the key in the wallet, and then the wallet in the passphrase, and then the passphrase in a document, and put it with my, who the hell decided this? People who are building the new world. People who are building our, who decided to make Google the way it is? You know who did? Psychologists. You know why Facebook set up the way it is? Propagandists. Psychological manipulation experts. Human motivation coercion experts designed these things so children would sit there and just keep, and you just, this. You ever find yourself doing that? Especially if you're on that toxic social media and just 3 hours later, 6 hours later, what did you do? Nothing. It's because it's custom built to reach your human needs and pull on certain strings to give you dopamine in a way so the algorithm eats you, eats your time, eats your energy, eats your energy. I said that twice. That's how much energy it's eating, right? The fact that this doesn't make sense to you is by design. The fact that these things don't make sense to you and they're scary to you and the bank is safe to you is by design. If you're in this room and if you're watching this and you're part of the generation that all this stuff just makes so much sense to you and you don't trust banks, it's by design. Because the wealth is being transferred from the generations who don't get it to the generations who do get it. Because the generations who do get it are the technicians. And what they need in this technocracy that's being built out are the technicians. It's by design. So you, if you're somebody who doesn't get it, you better get it quick. You got 6 months to get it. Unlearn everything you know and learn it. Give it 3 years, then unlearn everything we've learned today, relearn it again. Give it 2 more years, unlearn everything you know then, relearn it again, and just keep doing that until you die. The illiterate of this next century will be the ones who don't understand technology. But even more than that, the ones who don't know how to unlearn everything they've learned and relearn everything every 5 years. Okay? The beautiful part of this transition is that old world built by humans for humans, it was corrupt. There's a level of trustlessness and corruption that existed in that world where humans are generally mostly really sweet. Most people are good people, but the 10-ish% or less of people who are not really good people, like 1% are psychopaths, 3% are like supporting psychopaths, they're psychopathish. The other 5% are like, we're with the psychopaths. And the 90% are like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What should I do? Where should I put my money? Where should I get a job? The other thing that's happening is that world, first of all, that world's so corrupt, so fucked, so abusive, that part of this transition is the transition away from that. We're coding trust into the system. That's why we call it trustless. I don't need to trust somebody to know how much Bitcoin I have. I can transact with them without ever seeing their face. As long as an entry shows up in my account, I don't care. I can trust the system. That removes human corruption and human bullshit from it. Now governments can't fudge the books, right? There's a lot of benefits to it. And it will create a much fairer, much more equanimous, I think that's a word, right? Equanimous world in many ways. But the people who understand this, they're building it for control. It's our job to build a world which is the new earth. That's according to our way of doing it in this new system. But the other thing that's happening is the people that come from that world, they want stability. They want reliability. They want predictability. You're like, I want to know how much I'm getting every month. Okay, get a job. You want to know how much you're getting each month? Get a job. They'll tell you ahead of time how much you're getting each month. But you shall be a slave. In this new world, we don't know what we're getting and when we're getting it. And we don't give a shit. But when we get it, we fucking get it. You know? The abundance rains down on you when it rains down on you, but most people don't understand this process and don't even make it to that point, right? Or they make mistakes along the way that this is happening. So that's why I'm so passionate about all this stuff, because I'm like, just get it. Like, we didn't tell you how to set up the ledger. Somebody else will do that. But nobody's even explaining these parts of how to get it. How to get it in a way that your worldview of whatever age you are, whatever universe you came from, it makes sense in that universe. And if it does, spread it to people. Because this is how we're going to create this new world. This is happening, either we like it or not. So there are people who are using these technologies to build new ways of sharing prosperity and literally getting money back down to the farmer who's actually doing the work and getting more money to the farmer. We're working on that. We just had a meeting about this. We have industries and countries working on this to get the money to the farmer. Okay, that's a good side of this. We're building communities. We're building support networks. We're building incubators. We're building online communities, physical communities. We're doing all of this to be able to drive the change towards that new future. And it's important for you to understand all of these things. This is also where, like, it's always funny to me that the room is like this when there's stuff like this. It's like wallets and how to use them. People are like, that's stupid. I know how to use wallets. I signed one up, right? But if you're in this room, you're a learner. Guess what you're doing? You're unlearning everything that you know, and you're relearning everything you know. So get used to this. You're used to this? Get used to this. All day. World's open. World's closed. You can fly. You can't fucking fly. You're okay. Stab yourself. Your money's here. It's 0. It's 1,000,000. It's 100. Get used to that. You have all the customers. Now you have 0 customers. Somebody's here. They're dead. Okay? This is the world that we're transitioning into. And if you can't stomach that, you're done. You're done. But my generation, we were like roller coasters. We love it. Volatility. Great. It's like, you don't have any money. Bro, I didn't have any money in the first place. Like, you're going to take the money I don't have? I had like $100. Oh, now the $100 is $1,000,000. Great. Oh, now it's back down to $200. That's twice as much as I had. You know what I mean? We don't give a shit. That's why we're the YOLOers. We bet it all on black, and it doesn't matter, right? But that isn't something like, if you're at the age where you've worked your ass off your whole life to build something and improve the world, and you've added all this value to the world, and now the world's telling you, get on a roller coaster? You're like, no, I don't want to fucking get on a roller coaster. I've been on a roller coaster it's my own kind of roller coaster, but I've been on a fucking roller coaster, dude. I'm done with the roller coasters, you know? I don't have time to go to the theme park. I just want to chill. Okay, well then understand this space and marry this space with a new version of the old stuff. You know, that's why what we're doing is we're digitizing physical businesses. We're tokenizing mines. Great. They're mines. I get mines. What are they pulling out? Shit that people want. Copper. Great. Gold, nickel, iron. Great. People need that. And I get it. Okay, we're going to attach it to the system that does this. And you go, okay, but they're still mines. I can marry those two together, and I can stomach that kind of volatility. Understand it in whatever capacity you can understand it, and bring it into your value model in whatever way makes sense, and participate from there. But do not resist this. Do not resist this, because it doesn't care. Technology does not care. Technology destroys. The same way, the technology destroys and it creates. It's the greatest creation mechanism, but it's also the greatest destruction mechanism. Do not be the one who wishes horses were there when cars came. Sorry. Horses are, it's going to get more expensive to own horses, so you can't own horses. So what we're doing in this process is adding little things of knowledge to that system, and then use that to be able to build whatever world you want. That's my spiel. I just want to make sure that we always align with that. We always keep that in mind. Because otherwise it's like when you're on this roller coaster, it's harrowing. It's harrowing. You know? Like, I remember when Bitcoin was $7. You will say these words, and you'll say, I remember when Bitcoin was $70,000. And you'll talk about it nostalgically, like I'm talking about the $7 Bitcoin. And that's not because, like, Bitcoin is all of a sudden becoming so much more valuable. It's sucking the value from your world. It's sucking the value from your world. So $1 trillion in that old world was like, oh my God, $1 trillion. 1,000 billion dollars, right? And Apple and Microsoft, they took decades. They took 40 years to get to the point of being a $1 trillion company. Before that, there were no $1 trillion companies. $1 trillion companies were impossible. Tech came along, took like 30 years to create a $1 trillion company. Bitcoin came along and made a $1 trillion asset within 13 years. It has no employees. It has no offices. It literally doesn't do anything. It literally, actually, functionally doesn't do anything. Only thing it does is it exists and it moves. It's worth as much as Microsoft, which has hundreds of thousands of employees and feeds millions of families and is in the homes of everybody adding value to it. What's happening there is it's sucking the value from that world. And where $1 trillion was an insane amount of money, whereas over here, $1 trillion is like, okay, $1 trillion. Yes, they're printing money. The people in that system, in the old system, are printing money. They're stealing your money constantly. When we say it's sucking it, they're sucking it. They made this system. And they made it complicated enough so you don't get it. And then they put the psychological warfare part of it on there, like we've talked about, right? There's a psychological manipulation going on to trick you into literally not understanding the space, and when the roller coaster drops, you freak out and you sell it. And then when the roller coaster goes up, this room fills up and everybody goes, now we're here to get rich. And it's, if you just stay here long enough, you'll see it yourself. If you see, it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. And it's literally like, hey, here's a chart. Here's the Wall Street cheat sheet. It's a chart. We know, like, you're gonna feel this, then you're gonna feel this, then you're gonna feel this. Look, now you're feeling this. Can you pull up the Wall Street cheat sheet? Like, people still don't get it. But it's because people they're used to this world. You know, they're used to the stocks world. They're used to the real estate world. And I'm talking about the price growth of that world. It grows slowly, grows reliably, because, you know, the more value it adds singularly to more single people's lives, not single people's, married people too, I'm just kidding. The more it adds value to people's lives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it goes like that. So the value goes like that. And that's what we're used to. This space, it goes 0.8 of a penny, dollars, 10, 100, 1,000, $200, or 1,000, yeah, 1,200, 200, 20,000, 3,000, 70,000, 12,000, 100,000, da 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 da. What it's actually doing in that is 10,000 Bitcoins bought a pizza. 10,000 Bitcoins bought a pizza. That's a $200 million pizza today. And one day that will be a $200 billion pizza. Okay? And then 1 Bitcoin bought like a bike, like a bicycle. And then the same Bitcoin bought a car. And then it bought a better car. And we're at the point of it buying Beamers. It went up to buying a nice Beamer. Now it's down again. Next it's going to go small house, down, villa, down, neighborhood, down, private island. And private island is right where it's going to level off in value. Private island. And they'll be worth numbers which won't even make sense to you. And that's because in this world that's doing this, the numbers don't matter. If I tell you it's worth 1 billion rupiah today, whatever, it's worth $1 billion. If it's worth $1 billion, $1 billion, what does the billion have to do with it? It's worth $1 billion. No, Sam. Said the people when it was $7. There's a Twitter post we all pass around that says, man, I shouldn't have sold my Bitcoin at 80 cents because now it's $2, exclamation mark. That's who you are today. You're probably holding the greatest technologies. You're probably holding mostly shit, statistically speaking. You're probably holding mostly garbage, absolutely worthless code on computers that is worth nothing. But just some of the stuff you're holding is the base layer of the next at least 250 years of everything, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. And because we're used to the stable world, we see it go do this and do that, and we just get freaked out and we sell it along the way. When you look at what gold did in the Weimar Republic, gold was worth, I'll bring this chart, and I want to show you guys this chart. It was worth, no, not this, the gold price of, the gold volatility. So this is what's going on. Oh my God, amazing. Holy shit, we're dying. Oh my God, it's amazing. Holy shit, we're dying. And then just rinse and repeat this for the rest of your life. You want to play this game? Rest of your life. Every single thing. The world is great. The world is fantastic. I have businesses, I have real estate, I have commercial real estate in New York. I cannot go wrong. COVID. Everything's fucked. I just lost everything. Smart money comes and buys it from you. They open the world. Bali's open, great. Guess who made the money? The guy who bought the business from you. Then what? Monkeypox. Oh my God. Monkeypox is gone. Putin. Oh my God. Oh wait, Putin stopped. All your money from the bank is gone. Oh, we made a new version of money. Oh, there's no farm, there's literally no fertilizer. And food is not going to reach your tables within 6 months. If you haven't been following that, there's no fertilizer. There's no fertilizer. Oh, it's okay, everybody's dead. We need less food now. It's okay. We figured it out. We injected the food with DNA stuff. It produces more now. It's okay. Yeah. We can be light beings now. You know. Oh my God, we're all going to get rich and go to 100K. Oh my God, we're all going to get poor and go to 0. Then it'll be, oh my God, we're going to 200K. We're going to 0. So this is it. This is the roller coaster that you're on. This is the roller coaster that is the world in every single sense. It's literally like, sometimes I wake up and I go, oh my God, this is amazing. I feel so good about myself. And oh my God, why does my skin feel like this? You know? You ever feel that? You ever wake up in your own skin and go like, ugh, can I have somebody else's skin, please? And then other days you're like, I am God incarnate. Okay? This is literally, it's a function of the world. It is, this change is going to take 15 years to play out. It's gonna be 4 more years of, like, we really haven't even started the show yet. These last 2 years was it was the trailer. It was the intro. It was the inception into your mind that the solution to problems is to go get stabbed with things. Now we're gonna start the real movie. And the next 4 years is gonna be the depths of this movie. So, in the middle of that movie, in the middle of all this, in the middle of chaos and whatever's going to come out, keep the light, keep the peace, keep the centeredness, because it's fine. It's fine. You know the last time this happened? World War II. Then you know what happened? The best world we've ever built. 80% of people being pulled out of poverty. A world of connection and love and prosperity, and we're sitting here in Bali on Wednesday talking about it. It came out of the bombs dropping all over everywhere. Okay? It's fine. Do not get caught up in this. Learn it, love it, get deeper into it, pick up all these little pieces, add them into your repertoire, and then like you can benefit from it. This is the most opportune time in history. You know, opportunity and crisis go hand in hand. Crisis is an opportunity for you to either collapse and die, or it's an opportunity for you to grow and prosper and benefit. And the people who understand the technology the way that we're talking about it shall prosper. And the people who resist and want to hold on to the old world, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, you won't recognize this world. I'm telling you this, laws are being changed. Laws of everything. The actual laws, constitutions, human rights, everything. Where you can go, who you can talk to, how you can do it, all that stuff. So I'm going to shut up now.
Talking about the emotion and something that you say quite often, looking at the number expressed in dollar is what gets you through those emotions. One trick that I am using is that, because I'm human, so I do look at my portfolio.
Yeah.
Okay. So I express it in Bitcoin, not in dollar.
Yeah.
The curve is so different.
Yeah. It doesn't go anywhere.
Exactly. Well, it goes somewhere,
Yeah.
but it goes up.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's my trick. Instead of looking at my portfolio expressed in dollar, I just look at it expressed in Bitcoin, and I feel a lot better.
Listen, you are a rare being because I put you in my generation, and I still don't believe your age, because you're not part of my generation. You are part of a generation which doesn't get this, which can't get this. You can say it all you want, but once it gets to the point of actually living it, they can't, because you would have to let go of every single thing you know about the world to be right. Every single thing. Governments do not care about you. Doctors don't want to heal you. Schools do not want to educate you. Banks do not want to protect you. Everything. The world is not the way it is. Real estate is not safe. Banks are not safe. Businesses are shit. Real world shit doesn't matter. Fake world, fake shit matters more than real world shit. Entries in a ledger is more important than people's lives, which is the world that's coming, right? You would have to give up everything you know about reality to make that happen, right? You have beautifully taken that on. You just went like, well, I just don't care about the number of dollars I have, right? But that's because you can then ride through the parts where the dollars don't look good. But the problem is people don't, you get to a certain point, you're like, just fucking leave the dollars in my account, man. Like, see, and I work with mostly, baby boomers. They just come, they're like, I'm exhausted. I've been through a lot of life, and I want shit to stop. And I'm like, I think you're in the wrong world at the wrong time, my friend. The shit is going to until you die, right? And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that. But yes, I'm denominating myself in XRP. The only thing that matters to me is, did I make more XRP this year? I don't care if it's by earning money and putting it in there. I don't even mean by just buying XRP. I mean, I will take everything and divide it by the price of XRP to see, did my total number of XRP go up? Because that is the global central reserve currency that's coming. I know it. So I'm already denominating myself in it. And man, if you saw the numbers, I'm less human than you. I can't even look at the portfolio. That's how I segregate myself. I cannot open that fucking thing. I only open it when it's up. When it's at the top, I go, and then I control my emotion and I go, okay, I'm not gonna touch it. If I'm that excited about it, I'm not gonna touch it. At some point, I will convert it into dollars. Once every couple years, I'll convert it into dollars, and then we throw a yacht party. Then we should take champagne showers. That's how much emotion we show. Like literally pull out champagne and spray it on everybody, and I'm gonna be washing my girlfriend's feet with Cristal. I've already told her that. Like, baby, we're gonna get a crate of Cristal and we're just gonna wash your feet unnecessarily on a yacht. Okay, that's when we show the emotion. Until then, I couldn't care less. Because I know I have the single greatest investment that I've ever made. The most highest returning investment that I've ever made, it's right here. And ain't nobody gonna touch it. You can take everything. You know who made it? I did. You know who would make it again? I will. But yes, the denomination, it's so simple because it's like there's a number here, but there's a number right here. It's so deceptive. It's like right below the number you're staring at. This number goes, and you like forget the bank account feeling on that number. But this number either stays stable, or over time, like you're running the bots. Over time, it just slowly creeps upwards. And what you're doing is you're earning stuff that billionaires want. That billionaires are literally willing to change the entire world to get. It's just right now they can't access it. Within the next 2 years, those billionaires are going to open their taps. The regulation, they can't touch it because of regulations. Sovereign wealth funds want this shit so bad. They want it so bad because what they're seeing is, you think you have money problems? They have hundreds of trillions of dollars that they're holding on to, that every time they print 20% of the money supply, 20% of their purchasing power leaves. They're not idiots. They watch it being burnt. And all they wish is they could get into this exponential age space. All they wish is they could enter this asset class that is exponential, but they can't. And they want the thing you have. So you know what they do? They literally attack Luna with money. It's a Wall Street attack, but it's an attack. It's a hack. They hack it with money. They destroy it. They destroy Tether, UST. Eventually they'll destroy Tether. They're destroying institutions. They're collapsing the whole system, and they're buying it all up. That's how much they want it. And you're holding it. But you're like, oh, the dollars went down. I'll give it. The dollars went down. And they're like, you want worthless dollars? Here's your fucking dollars. My friend just literally typed into a computer, you work for these? You think these are valuable? My friend just typed it. How many you want? Here you go. Here's your dollars. You happy with the dollars? Let's see you in 10 years. You can hug those dollars all you want. But we're like, no, but the number. The dollar number is stable. And then one day you get to a point where the dollar number just goes in your bank. You're Russian. But you think you're Abramovich. And you think you own a soccer club and a yacht and real estate all over the world. You think you have real estate all over the world. And then they go, we changed the book. You don't have shit. And then you just go, oh, I should have self-custodied. That's it. Oh, right, sorry. So we were supposed to mention something else that actually I went up on a rant. So we've had a lot of people reach out and ask like, hey, can you guys help me set up a wallet, understand this process, store my phrases, learn how to move it, get comfortable with it. I just want somebody who I can trust to make sure that they can educate me on doing all this stuff. So we have now started a service where for $200, we'll sit with you for 4 sessions. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but usually 4 sessions is enough. It'll be my team doing it, not me doing it, where they'll guide you through this whole process. It's an educational journey. If you're part of the paid group and you're paying that $200 a month, this is a complimentary service that's being added into that because we feel like that's a good fit. So if you know somebody who could benefit from it, please let us know. Be very, 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 very careful for who you bring in to do it. If you're asking for somebody's help to do this and they're like, let me do it, no. You should do it. And in the process, when you get to the point of looking at the phrases, do not let anybody see it. I don't care who it is. I don't care if any of my people, they'll look away and they'll actually stand on the other side to make sure they don't see your phrase. And when you write it down, do not let anybody see it. Be protective of it. So please make sure you're careful about that. But if you need help with that, we can help you with that. Please reach out. Please get in touch on Telegram at Excel Assistant. And we'll put it up here, or go to excellenceconsulting.co, excellenceconsulting.co, and then we can get you signed up there. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you all.